yesterday so far away. Where is a road that leads me back again? What can I say? I've lost my way. Return my heart, return my soul, return me to the place I used to know. Walking down the painted street, that's where I wanna be. Where the lights of the stardust meet. Yeah, I've been walking down the painted street. The rainy evening colors on the way. Running my feet down busy street, reflecting the messages of a different day. Was this my home? I should have known that nothing stays the same. Return my heart, return my soul, return me to the place I used to know. Walking down the painted street, that's where I wanna be. Where the lights and the stardust meet. Yeah, I'll be walking down the painted street. Walking down the painted street, that's where I wanna be. Where the lights and the stardust meet. Yeah, I'll be walking down the painted street. Return my heart, return my soul, return me to the place I used to know. Walking down the painted street, that's where I wanna be. Where the lights and the stardust meet. Yeah, I'll be walking down the painted street. Walking down the painted street, that's where I wanna be. Where the lights and the stardust meet. Yeah, I'll be walking down the painted street. Walking down the painted street, that's where I wanna be. Where the lights and the stardust meet. Yeah, I'll be walking down the
Well, that should have been my chance for the good timing. The song fades out, I come in, it looks like a pro show. What are these people doing? Why don't they have a big deal?
reminds me of
Because he has no idea what he's doing. He's out of control. The lunatic is running the asylum. Oh, that's okay. So,
Happy Tuesday, children of the lawn.
yes, Tuesday, children of the lawn. Get the background.
What can I say? I've lost my way.
Yes, what can I say? I lost my way.
Then your mind.
I lost my way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going crazy. Yeah. You're driving.
I know, you're driving me.
Okay. What do we got here? All right. I don't know. So, this is, interesting night. Why are we here? We should be here with you. That's how it should go.
I'm here with them.
I
I'm
know
here
you are.
with you.
I know you are, Bunny. I know you are. Okay. So, yeah, so that was, I'm thinking about this album because I'm getting close to being able to pick the final tracks for Volume 1 of Oxzoomed. And, what's that music now? Do I hear more music playing? We don't need more music, folks. No more music. I hear something.
Oh, it's rock and roll show.
Yeah, but that rock and roll, it doesn't mean that it's out of...
That's the boing.
What is it?
Boing. Boing. That one. The before show.
Oh, the theme song?
The theme song.
Man, I'll tell you what.
What's the name of that theme song? Rock and
It's
roll show?
it's
Theme
called
song.
it's called Box of Prince.
Actually, it's
Actually.
called the one song that doesn't drive me out of my mind if it's just playing in the background.
That's why it gets to be the theme song.
There you go.
Actually, I
That's
got
why.
flagged because I wrote it, but I never published it, so I don't get arrested for using it because whatever, ridiculous shit that goes on. But let's see.
Restream bot.
What? Stream bot?
Pat says, "What am I seeing?" He's on Facebook.
What is who
Not
seeing?
Facebook. He's in YouTube,
Yeah.
and he says,
Do I need to look?
Is everyone seeing this Restream bot?
Stream bot.
What's it look like?
Well, yeah. What does it look like? Can we see
Hi,
it?
Restream bot, whoever you are. That's what he says.
Well,
It's not April Fool's, Pat. Like, what is it?
Well, he see he goes the extra mile. He waits like a month and then does April Fools.
Wow.
I don't see
What is a
Restream
Restream
bot.
bot?
Restream bot. I mean, it could be.
And why are you on YouTube and not
All right,
on
let's see.
Facebook?
Let's see. I'm gonna try something. Hi, Pat. Okay, did the Restream bot write that to you? Did you see it?
Tom Heinisch, been there for a few weeks. It's the chat.
That's what I thought. Hey, Tom, what were we gonna ask Tom
What does
Heinisch?
that mean?
Don't trouble yourself. What were we gonna ask Tom about?
Wait. Does that mean that they put something in there,
No,
Tom?
it means I did it over here. This. That's why you see the chat from multiple channels.
Oh, we've been doing that more than a couple weeks, I think. Remember I was getting out those hackers?
What were we gonna ask Tom?
Like, I remember, that was last night. Something
Last
about,
night.
sound.
Okay.
No, seriously. Oh, look, he's showing it. What is that?
What was it? What?
It's right here.
I
He
don't
took
see it.
Right here.
I don't see that. What does that say? Okay.
Restream bot.
Good.
Facebook, Kitty Tiger, hi Mark, Restream bot. We don't
Because
see that.
because I have. Oh man, really? It's okay. What were we gonna ask Tom about? It was something and it was important.
Well, if it was that important, you should have wrote it down.
I forgot where I put the pen.
You wrote it on your hand and then you washed them.
No, we're gonna ask him something. We said, whatever. It
I
doesn't
don't.
matter.
Let me. If you let my mind be still,
Let your mind be still.
I could maybe think of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
Anything's possible in a cartoon.
What?
What?
What? This looks like Bob Dylan over here on the side.
Who? Bob Dylan.
Right there.
But I don't see that. I don't have that. Do you want me to have? What is that?
I don't know. I'm not clicking on it. Oh, it's Pat Romano. Okay, now that's his.
Speaking of Pat Romano, I got to tell you something. Gene Cornish. Let me just
He
verify.
said, "Okay,
this.
that's better." He'll
Gene
switch
Cornish. I don't know whether he thinks. I don't know what he thinks, but he sends me jokes every day, right? Jokes. Can you see the jokes? No. Jokes every day. Jokes. Right? You see? Every day. Oh, dog. Jokes.
Not just
dog.
one a day.
Okay. So
It's not like a vitamin.
I have to get to the relevant joke because I mean I don't know where he's getting this stuff
Yeah,
from.
yeah, you do because you said
Well, now I just feel okay.
yesterday you figured it out.
Well, look at who it is.
It's Pat Romano.
Midjitsu, martial arts. Now, We don't do politically incorrect here on the show.
Steve said he's getting these jokes off of Pat Romano's.
But how the
This
hell
has Pat's
is
face.
Gene Cornish getting your jokes
Oh man!
and
Steve
sending
had
them to
tweeted-
me?
Yes.
And more importantly, why?
Well, he probably doesn't know you're Facebook friends with Pat
I
Romano.
don't know.
Ah.
A laugh
Okay,
a
so
minute,
Pat
old Gene.
switched over to
Okay.
Facebook. Now, Richard Wing, who watches all the time from
Yes.
YouTube, says he thinks it's a way for viewers from Facebook to chat as opposed to viewing on YouTube.
Right. Well, what I think it is over on. All right, here. You know what?
I don't like anything called bot.
Through. Really?
Yeah.
Here, let me show you.
Yeah, really.
Okay. Anyway, this
Restream
is.
bot?
Hold on. Where are this is
Fuck
is
off, Restream bot.
this is the show and what it looks
Oh,
like.
no.
Okay, so you're seeing what?
You did that?
Yeah, I did
I
that.
just switched from. Oh my
So below,
Ow.
down below here, or over to the side, if I go over here, is the chat. You see, and so these Brenda's and Tom, you're from Facebook. Everybody's from Facebook. There's all the red ones are YouTube, and so what I
And the
think
blue
it
ones are
is.
Facebook.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
there's a
Tom
couple
is.
of yeah, but every once in a while a Twitch sneaks in there, which is really cool. Hi Twitch, if you're watching, and I don't know. It's,
Okay, wait.
It's like a
Whatever
virus.
it was
No, it's not like a virus.
about the sound, you said, I bet Tom Heinisch would know. And I said, yeah, and I bet Fader would know too. We were at the kitchen table. It was last night after the show.
I really can't remember
Okay,
what it was.
Pat's buddy plays with Gene. Gene's not playing anymore, though.
Well,
He says, I'm friends with Gene. My buddy Scott Spray plays with him.
oh, okay.
Gene hasn't played in years, though.
Yeah, but what is that?
What's what?
You never, Gene. It's your next performance could always be tomorrow.
Well, that's true.
So
My last performance could be right now.
could be. Could be. We'll be
If
right
you call this a
back.
performance.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Oh, why did we want to know about sound?
I don't
And I
remember.
don't think it was that important. I think it was just some like trivia thing that
Uh,
you wanted to know about.
It certainly wasn't about the Munson curve.
No Munson curve. All this like useless,
I can't remember. It's like
useless
yeah, it's useless.
stuff
Oh, wait a
going into
minute.
my brain.
No.
Oh,
it-
guess who saw on the show?
Who?
Lex Vet Mastorano.
Yes,
So
yes.
we bought our car from him, right?
Oh, yeah, or the Thunderbird.
He plays guitar?
What?
Does he play guitar?
He's certainly a well-rounded musician. Lex Vet.
Is that Lex?
Yeah, Lexi.
And his last name is Matarazzo? Hey, Lex!
So you wouldn't know she was married to an Italian. Anyway, Russ is here.
That's got nothing to do with it.
You can't read. Hey, welcome back.
Good morning.
Yeah, good
morning.
morning. Good morning.
Oh.
How rock and roll of you. Good morning. See, I'm out there on the back 40 plowing the fields with my partner.
Sons of bankers, sons of lawyers turn around and say,
Yeah, I'm trying to fix my speaker. The speaker in my computer broke.
Uh-oh.
uh-oh.
So I got it, and I think there you are. Hang on. Oh man, technology, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Believe me.
Did you play last night?
Yeah, did you play?
No, we play right now only on Thursdays and Saturdays, and
Oh.
I keep getting sucked back in.
Yeah, you and Michael Corleone. So,
Just when you thought you
so
were
I gotta
out.
tell you something. I gotta tell you something.
Hey,
Ever since we talked the last time, all of a sudden, all these things, these connections and these things are starting to make sense to me. And when you said, when you were talking about the guy who got my shop, or whatever that reference of the vague
Maypac
reference
Music,
to,
yes.
yeah.
I told him, I remembered who
but-
it was.
And because I wasn't, it's been a minute for me.
Yeah.
I wasn't remembering who it was, and then Lori said, "Oh no, it's,"
Glenn.
and I was like,
Right.
"Wow!" And
That's
did
how-
that
that's
take
how
a
we went.
weird spin?
Yeah, changed the
That's-
whole vibe of that shop.
I don't want to in public say, I'll tell you on the side, there was some very not nice things that he had done. And it was me and my brother looked at each other. I told John, I said, you know what? Put the key in the door. Any of your private stuff that you got, take it. It ain't going to be there tomorrow. We're out. And we had to walk out. It was very, very crazy. He was
Oh,
was
we
tough.
know. We used to go to Tireman's.
Yeah, at least, yeah.
Oh God! Oh, all right. Well, on to happier things. So I brought show and tell. I brought show and tell for you.
Oh, excellent! I love show and tell. I have show and tell. Go ahead.
Okay.
What are we seeing?
Well, the 39th Grammy. You're not going to slap me or anything, are you?
No. So
What would be the Oscar?
Laura and I had done an album that was on a label, and we were in the Grammy book. So we were voting members of NARIS for a while,
Oh, well, yeah.
Cool.
and we actually went to the Grammys. And I have to really watch how I say this. We were not anything nominated. We were just one of 1,000 in that fat phone book with everybody else's albums. But it was really interesting to be part of that whole thing, and then to watch the Grammys the other day. The year that we went, it was Ellen's band. It was Ellen DeGeneres, Sheila E., Bonnie Raitt, Michelle and DiCello. That was the house band.
Wow.
And nobody heard it on television because it was warm up. It was, in the day, and Ellen walks out and goes, "This is Ellen's band." And we already knew who was there because we were there at rehearsal. So they walk out one by one, and the audience had no idea who was going to be. And I got to tell you, we had seats real close. They were damn good.
Yeah, I'll bet. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a, listen, and it's funny because, I
Although
hadn't thought about this for a while, but I was in that Grammy Emmy soup, I think it was, because John and I did a soundtrack for a TV show, so it was like we were on the list that you get to not pick or whatever it is.
but wait a minute.
But what?
The Oscars. Did you see that band? It was like a really good jazz band, and they had Travis Barker playing drums.
Really?
She's talking about this year.
Yeah.
No, I didn't
Couple weeks
see it.
ago. Oh my gosh.
Well, he wasn't he was
Well, because he married Kourtney Kardashian today. Breaking news. Surprise wedding.
Okay. Here, I got a tomato for her.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, anyway. So I mean, all of these, all of a sudden, it all started to click. Then I saw a picture of Tommy V.
Yes, on Facebook.
And I thought, and Laura's going, "Who is that?" And I said, "Well, he's from," because there were geosyncratic areas where people came from. You were either.
Is that a real word?
Yeah, go look it up. It's
No.
there. Go ahead. You know how to spell it?
Yeah.
G.
So, man, what am I like?
Hey, you know what? If Townsend can make up words, I can make up words too.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, so, no, we were in little groups because of where, there was the Connecticut /
It's not a word.
Mayapack. I know it's not.
Idiosyncratic.
Oh.
Oh boy, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble.
Just not.
I know where our mic's plugged in. Don't worry. And I saw Tommy V, and all of a sudden, Bobo and that whole crew came flooding back. Bobo and Harold and Dean, you must have known Dean. I took Dean around the frickin' world.
He's still doing for Richie.
Is he still
I
doing
think
for
so,
Rich?
yeah.
He
And
lives
I
down
think-
here though.
Yeah,
he lives in
in
Florida.
on the other coast.
Yeah, I think he was. I think he's. I saw a couple of pictures, but I sent Angus a picture of Lenny Lee, me, Tommy V, and Mike Mapes. Well,
Yeah,
we
the
had
black and
rock-
white one with the leather jackets. I
Yeah.
saw it. I saw. That's what made me think of it.
I borrowed that jacket. I didn't have one.
Who'd you borrow it from?
I don't know. They got me a jacket. They said you got to dress like that. I said I don't dress like that. I said you have to. I said
Oh,
okay.
I should have, man. I should have looked for the bowling ball picture. I forgot totally about me, Frankie, and Richie, and in the bowling alley side of Briar Patch.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's where everybody would go to party.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You go to the. Let's go to the bowling alley and get high. That's okay. Oh man.
There was a lot of stuff. I remember. I started thinking also back the times when we saw you guys, and a couple of times we played with you guys with same club. And I remember one night.
Oh, here we go.
Bring it. My brain.
Take your time.
No. The bass player, your bass player,
Dave.
Camella.
Dave, yeah.
We were two short guys, and Mikey Lazzarzaro, our bass player, had taken and used my Strat. He took the strap out of my case. I get to the gig, I don't have a strap. So I went to Dave. Hey, Dave, you're about to say, so this guy use your strap. He goes, no, you can't use it because if you mess up the setting on the strap, I'm not going to be able to play. So I wound up, I think it was at Zeros. He wasn't being mean. It was just funny. He might have had it strap locked onto the bass.
At Zeros?
Might have been Zeros. Isn't that in Long Island?
Yeah, it's in Glen Cove. And the last time we played Zeros, maybe you guys were in front of us, and Bulldog with Gene Cornish and Dino Danelli played. They were the headliner that night.
You know, it was you guys and us. And I wound up having to sit on a stool the whole. They were all looking at me like, who's that idiot?
Wow. I mean,
these are stupid things I think of. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I get it. I wouldn't, I wouldn't be the first guy to line up for anybody to play my gear. I mean, my gear's there.
Yeah, but a bass strap's a little different than drum set.
Yeah, how come you didn't ask Mark?
Yeah, right. I come up to about his armpit. Are you kidding? And he wore his guitar a little different. I was an old fat guy, had it up here.
Okay, so Richard Wing says Little Frankie. What was Little Frankie's last name?
DeVille.
Frankie DeVille, yes.
Frankie DeVille,
But everybody called him Little Frankie.
Yeah.
That was all good. That was just good fun stuff.
Crazy times, though. I mean, it was, and that was in. Ed Roman was still. He was the king of the Snowball House.
Oh, that was the weirdest house.
Oh man, had you ever been to that house, Ed's house?
Connecticut?
No, you know what happened? Because we had a music store, it was a little awkward, and he was never mean spirited to me. Never nothing but polite and all. But you know how that kind of stuff goes, and
Sure.
And Richie had worked there, and I forget who else. Didn't Steve Rossi, I think, might have been there.
Probably, I think, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he just wrote me.
Steve Rossi?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in Nashville.
I think so. I haven't talked to him in longer than you. I mean, it's... Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's still...
Wow. Hey, if you haven't talked to him since longer than me, you guys need to catch up.
Yeah. He was a very talented person.
Yeah. Yeah, his brother as well, Eric.
Yeah. All right, Eric.
You see? Mm-hmm.
Now, Eric, so now let me get it straight so I don't get screwed up. Wasn't Eric the keyboard guy? Steve was the keyboard guy?
Yeah.
But was Eric the tech guy? One of them was a real techie guy, because I remember having a big discussion with them about MIDI when it first came out.
I don't know. That I think my mind would tell me that was Steve, but I don't know because he's the keyboard guy. But yeah. I don't know. It was crazy. Those were crazy. Just it was such a like a there was the Long Island culture and the tri-state culture on the big level, right? But then there was this subculture of all these weird little clubs that dotted the rest of the world, and it was just such an amazing. I used to say all the time, if the whole world were just New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, then we were the frickin' Who, and you guys could have been, who. It was.
We did good. We did good. The album that we had out, it was interesting. Laura remembers more than I do, but they wanted to put us on tour, and then we had to give a bio. So I sent my bio in, and they saw my age, and they said, "Well, we can't have you." And I said, "Why not?" They said, "Well, you're too old." I said, "Well, I'll make a deal with you. Get two of your best guitar players, put them on stools, and give me a stool. Let's sit in a room, and let's go back and forth, and tell me if I can keep up with them, and then we'll go from there." And he said, "That's not the point." He says, "You're not going to live on McDonald's and French fries on the road. You're too old." And they canned it. They just shut it right down.
Wow.
Literally shut it down.
Well, that's true. Look, when it's there's only if you spend your life on the road, and I spent my life on the road.
Certainly did.
From whether it was 95 or who knows, but it was the road, and you get there's a certain time in your life where it's just that's what you do. And I remember when I was getting ready to I'd gone to England. Somebody had offered me a director and some cameras and blah 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 to make a documentary. It's a long story short on John, and he was getting ready to play a Who tour. I think it was '99, maybe, I don't know, maybe whatever it was. And so the idea of the documentary was going to be, soldier, got to go back out to war, gets out his guns, gets out his powder horn, and the uniform, dust it off. And because there really is a whole procedure, you know what I mean? When you're out forever, which Rat Race we were just out forever. We never didn't play. We had days off, but we were just out forever. It was like, and but with the other things, those were tours that began and ended, and they were like hardcore, and so the whole point of doing the thing was, what does it take after however many years of not playing with the guys in the Who to get it back to, what's that process like? What are you thinking? What do you feel? What are you looking forward to? What are you not looking forward to? And so it's a process. I mean,
you had you honestly, not blowing smoke, you toured with a world famous guy. I mean, multiple guys. So that's a real tour. Okay. I did travel dates and stuff, not a tour like that. And it wasn't at the level that you guys were at with that. Same thing. We just played around, played 5-6 nights a week, and then schlepping around the tri-state area. But I never had, only one time that I had the experience of like a tour, and was not that long lived. It was on the East Coast, and it was with like a party band, and played all hotels up in the East Coast.
Sure. Well, the thing about that is, when especially Rat Race, once we started playing 6 nights a week, we played 6 nights a week until we no longer played 6 nights a week. So for me, there was no rhythm to it. It was just always on. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to take a nap, but it was always on. So, and then when I started touring, it was like, it was such a different process. You do the gear, the technical day, the rehearsals, you get the book, you got all the stuff, and it's that, and you go out, and it's however many months, and you can tell what you're going to be doing on the last day 3-4 months from now, and then when it's over, it's like, it's weird. It's weird. I think I would rather, in my prime days, I would rather be the road rat and play 6 nights a week than play 4 months of a year and have the rest of it off. That would make me nuts. Entwistle hated that about the Who because the Who didn't do long tours, which is But either way, you got to be built for it, and if you're not built for it, it doesn't matter whether it's the big road or the little road or the back road or the front road. It's the frickin' road, and you're either built for it or you're not. Just because maybe there's not 10 million people trying to get in your hotel room doesn't mean it's any easier to get to sleep or easier to wake up or easier to find something good to eat.
Yeah, I had the times that I had a lot of fun, and I talked to Paul extensively about that. I said, how does it feel like from doing like Shea Stadium, whatever, these 50, 60,000 people, and now we're playing in Key West and we're playing some local bars. You've got a lot of people here and you're still playing your ass off. How does it feel? And he said, Russ, I'll tell you, most of the time in those big venues, we were tossed around so much and pulled here, pulled there. And he said, when the lights come up, when the lights go down, he said, I didn't see anybody. I couldn't see anybody, except once in a while. He said the roadies, we get a couple of girls to flash us down from the pit. He said, but I didn't really see anything. And he said my favorite stuff really was more playing than actually being the road guy, being on the road. He said he loved the playing.
Yeah, right. But I like the road part of it too. I enjoyed the whole thing, to be honest with you, and I still enjoy it. I enjoy what it has turned into, and whatever it was, and whatever it became, and whatever it is, it's still music, and and it's just, hey, okay, let's go do it this way.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shar.
I gotta do some stuff. Wait, I got special stars. I got special
You've got
stars.
special effects.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know where this Irish thing came from.
No, you see, you missed it. I'm going to do it again. Take a good look.
Okay.
Shar, this is especially for you. Take a good look. Listen to the sample. And take a very good look. Here it goes. Ready? Uh-huh. Okay.
I don't get it.
Well, I'll bet you Shar does. Okay, anyway.
Well, wait, no.
Oh God! It was the sample from the front of the third Hurrah by Jethro Tull.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now you can stop telling the story now.
Well,
You can tell the story. Go ahead, come on.
I think you can stop telling that story. I don't want to hear that story.
Yeah,
now.
she got it. She went, hurrah, hurrah.
Yeah, right. And then the bagpipes were just for that, and it was just hurrah! Thank you very much.
Okay,
And
well, there you go. She
there
got
you
it.
go.
Did y'all do that with Rat Race? That
I think
part?
we did. Yeah, we did. I found some wild Rat Race stuff the other night. Well, I found Backdoor Angels and all kinds of weird stuff. But anyway, I digress.
You have your 45. We have one of the 45s here.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the warning.
No. You don't understand. We had, for our friends here, we decided to have a vinyl party. So we bought a new turntable. Our old turntable broke. We bought a new turntable. We took all our albums out, and we started playing vinyl for everybody. And we're going through the 45s, and Laura goes, look, we got Richie's, we got Rat Race. We're going, holy crap. So we still have, so.
Well, I think, I like to think I'm a pretty good writer, and I thought everybody in the band, Larry didn't really compose, but he more arranged parts on top of everybody else's compositions. But I thought, I don't know why why that was the song that we did, and it was funny because if you look,
you got to specify.
I'm talking about Bittersweet Love,
Right.
the B-A side.
Right.
Let me. Did you notice some
Good.
interesting things about that 45?
What, the look of it? I can't. If it's printing thing you're talking about, I can't see shit.
Oh, okay. Well, let me give you a couple
I
of.
had no idea even.
Let me give you a couple of. Okay, first of all, the A side was Bittersweet Love. No, wait. The A side was Struck by Lightning. Our manager said, "Oh, no. We don't want to have any arguments, so we'll make them both the A side." Okay.
Wait
What?
a minute. Do I have? Wait a minute.
Okay, here we go.
Hang on, right there. I'm off camera. 1 second.
Okay, I can't wait. Here we go.
I'm off
I'm gonna
camera.
take-
Wait.
Oh, I got exciting facts for you.
Wait there. I'm off camera. Hang on.
No, that was
Skip?
No. Loggins and
Oh, him?
yeah, just you know,
Oh.
we don't want to be shouting out. You know,
Okay.
I don't want to be. So
Here it is.
okay, yes, there it is.
Yep.
Now,
All right.
do
So let
you
me get my
have-
glasses. Let me take it
Okay.
out. Okay.
All right. Now it should be the A side.
Oh.
There's no A or on this one at all.
Really? Oh, well, that's how they solved that then.
There was no
Okay.
A or B. Isn't that funny?
That's really weird. Okay, that's probably how they decided to solve that. I was told it was I don't know. Maybe they
You were
gave
told-
one to
you never
me
looked at it.
with the A side on both sides.
1982.
Okay, now I want you to please look at. It was one song that I wrote, one song that Dave wrote, which was ridiculous. But look at the publishing company for Dave's song,
Dave?
Yeah, Lenny.
Linny Bear Records, right?
Yeah, because that was about her, wasn't it?
No.
No,
No.
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 No, it wasn't about her, but you know, but no,
But he was
Never
going
mind.
out
no,
with her
it
at
was
the
going
time.
out with her. So why
Like I
not
say-
name a publishing company after her?
Oh, he
Now-
knew Lynn.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's
Right.
the whole point of the story.
That's
Now,
right.
now look at my publishing company.
Yeah. Each hit music.
Hey, what do you eat shit? What?
You're freaking funny. You son of a bitch. Oh, I did it. I shouldn't have sweared. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
We don't give a
don't-
fuck.
Yeah, we don't. Give a shit.
Ah, jeez.
It's okay. Yeah, eat shit
That's
and
funny.
oh, good. See the things that we hide in there for you? And Crescent Records was where we grew up. We grew up in Bryan Crescent in White Plains, so we named the label Crescent Records.
That's funny. And then, so that's like, you know, I have a German friend. He's really nice. His name is Cole Cuts. And he's got a Spanish friend. His name is Pepperoni.
Oh, okay, now you have to tell him about
my
Mexican
my
fireman?
butler. Tell him about
That had twins?
my butler from Asia,
No.
the hat and the coat. No,
No.
Richie. Yeah, the look.
The Mexican fireman. That
Oh, the
had
Mexican.
twins.
Yeah, you know what the Mexican fireman named his twins?
What?
Jose and Jose B.
Oh, jeez, we're gonna get in trouble, you know.
Nah.
No. Oh.
You know what the drummer named his twins?
What?
Anna 1, Anna 2. Hey, we're here all week. Try the veal.
I don't know. Did I tell you my two drummer jokes? I only got two drummer jokes. I don't remember if I told them.
No, I don't. No.
Did I tell you?
No.
So how do you tell if a drummer's knocking on your door?
Wow, that's a. Now there's a number of answers.
Yeah,
The knock
there is.
speeds up.
Well, the
Or-
knock slows down.
The knock slows down.
Ah.
Oh.
So this drummer
Oh.
gets really aggravated that everybody teases him about not playing an instrument. So he walks into the store. He goes to the proprietor, says, "Listen, I want a trombone and I want the accordion." And the proprietor goes, "Listen, all right, I'll sell you the fire extinguisher, but I'll be damned if I'm taking the radiator off the wall."
Okay, now you have to tell him about the drum machine.
Oh, you know what happens when you pour beer in the drum machine?
What?
It tries to sing.
So that's like, oh God, that's like one gig. Carbone and I got hired to play with this husband and wife that were very, very talented. They did tracks, but he made his own tracks up. He recorded his own tracks, but they're very, very commercial, very poppy. we were playing it on intersection Route 9 and Route 52. Is a bar up there. I forget what it was. They were like house.
I'm in 52. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was a little barnish looking thing. And they told us both, they said, listen, they want 4 people. You don't really have to do anything. You can noodle once in a while if you want. You don't have to rehearse. Just come in, noodle a little bit. And he said, Carbone, just make it look like you're keeping time. Don't beat on anything. Just keep a little. So we're playing. All of a sudden, I look around, and Carbone's got his glasses like this on his face. And he's reading a magazine. He's reading a freaking magazine on the bandstand.
Well, I mean, if we're, listen, we're going toe to toe. I remember playing, what was the, in Stony Brook, what was the Mad Hatter in Stony Brook, right?
Okay.
In October of whatever year the Yankees were in the World Series, and Dave has a television set on his monitor, and he's watching the game while we're playing.
Probably 77.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's just, So, no, we're going to go back and forth. We got a story each, okay? We got to keep
Okay, yeah, sure, absolutely. Okay. One-on-one, go.
So I get this call, and Peter Levin and is the brother of Chuck Levin. Peter Levin, he plays keyboard.
Yeah.
Guy is really good. So he says, listen, our guitar player, I think it was Ralph Perucci, I think he was.
Ralph Perucci?
Yeah. He went on to Guitar Player magazine, editor or whatever. So they said, Ralph can't do this tour. So listen, we know you know a bunch of Beatles songs, so we want you to come in. You're only going to have one rehearsal, and we're going. You got it. So I said, all right, I'm in. So one of the songs they were doing was Blackbird. So the ensemble was called 4x4. It was 4 actors, 2 men, 2 women, doing all Beatles songs, 4x4. So the director comes up and he goes, listen, this next tune, we're going to do Blackbird, and I want you to vamp on the intro to Blackbird until the Blackbird lands on the actor's hand. So I'm da 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 ding ding a ling ding a ling ding a ling, and the actor goes like this, and I'm going da 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 ding ding a ling, and all of a sudden, cut it out, stop. I said, what's the problem? He said, it's a mime. There's no bird. And I'm sitting on the stage just going dang 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 ding ding ling ding a ling ding.
There's no bird.
Yeah, it was a mime. He was acting out Blackbird, so the bird comes down. He's a mime. There's the bird. It's a mime.
Oh,
Lord. Shit. Wow. Okay.
Did he have on the white face makeup?
Didn't Wally Grande do Blackbird on our tour?
Wally Grande? I don't recall.
I did a Beatles tour, kinda. Beatles tour. Walk down Abbey Road.
Oh, nice.
And Ann Wilson was on it, and Todd Rundgren, and John, of course, and myself, and Alan Parsons.
Oh.
And David Pack.
Okay.
Ambrosia.
Yeah, from Ambrosia, and John Beck and Godfrey Townsend, and it was a good band.
That's a lot of talent there.
Good band, but Alan used to want to do Blackbird by himself.
Right, that's right.
And so we all had to leave the stage, and I cannot tell you what the piss take. You gotta imagine Ann Wilson, Todd Rundgren, John Entwistle, me,
David Pack, all on the side of the stage, while Alan Parsons, who's like 6'6", and he's a little overweight, so he's huge, and he's sitting out there playing a Gibson Jumbo doing Blackbird, and Todd's going like condor screeching in the dead of night. I mean, oh God! And it was just the
just the bullshit. It's no different. You know what I mean? When you say, "Oh, I didn't do the big," yeah, you did. You just all you got to do is add like a couple of zeros to the end of the, the end of the number you got paid, and a couple of zeros to the end of the people that showed up, and it's exactly the same gig. It's let's take the piss out of Wally while he's on stage,
Oh,
and
shit.
so prank, going prank for prank. Todd says, "Well, okay, if we're going to give Alan Parsons his, I want to do. You've got to, hey, you've got to, hide your love away. Hey, you've got to." Right.
But he wasn't on stage by himself.
Yes, he was.
He was?
Yes, he was.
Oh, that's how you got to pull that off.
So I find this, and I have pictures of this, and I could show it to you. I have pictures. I find this big piece of.
Construct.
I don't know. It was board, like white sealed board, like I don't know, some kind of maybe wall shit. I don't know. It was like a quarter of an inch
Like
thick.
construction paper
but
or something.
No, it wasn't like construction paper. It was sturdy.
Okay.
It was about this big.
Plasterboard.
Yeah, man, it wasn't. Nah, it's thinner than plasterboard. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I should have kept it. I think I did. Maybe it's in my case. Anyway, I go and I get tape, right? And I write in the biggest letters I can in black electrician's tape, "Hey," right?
Did you do this?
Oh, yes, he did.
And I'm down, and my drum set for that tour was one of the biggest kits I've ever played because I had every piece of percussion and frickin' triangles. It was a beautiful kit. I'll show you
Todd
pictures.
did not know
But
this.
Todd didn't know that I was there, and so I'm just sitting behind and Entwistle's laughing and.
Yeah. And every time it's time to say,
And every time
hey,
it's time to say, "Hey," I stand up with the sign, right?
and the
people go nuts, right? Hey! And Todd's thinking, "Wow, I'm really getting a reaction for this, right?" So on the other side of the board, I have applause written. So when the song is over, I flip the thing around and it says applause, and the place goes frickin' berserk,
And Todd
right?
really thought,
laughing
wow.
and screaming, and Todd's thinking, I'm telling you, this went on for the whole tour, every night.
Every
You
night.
never knew.
He never, until the
Until-
last night, until I just
Let him
stayed up
see it.
there
He
and
let
let
him
him
see
see
it.
me with the sign. And,
Oh,
man, I have great pictures.
And
of
nobody
it.
told him.
Nobody told him.
Nah.
So you know what that tells me? By that he must be a very nice man.
Todd,
Yeah.
he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Eccentric, as you might expect.
Well, yeah, but
Incredibly creative, incredibly professional, and yeah,
And a total pothead.
yeah, and a total burner.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to cross. You got to really take another story, but I have a Todd follow up if you
no,
want.
go for it. Go for it.
We're getting ready to cross in a tour bus into Canada. And the rule on a tour bus is if you're leaving the country or entering the country, whatever you have, drink it, smoke it, snort it, take it, or flush it, right? So Todd says to the driver, give us a warning about, 10 minutes before we get to the border. So the driver says, okay, and he says, okay, we're about 10 minutes, and we pull over, right? And we're sitting on a mound. There's actually a picture of it. I forget who took the picture, but there's a picture of me and him sitting there, and got this spliff, and we're passing it back and forth, right? And I mean, we're just getting rat-ass stoned, right? That's perfect. Let's get as stoned as we can get with no drugs before we go across the border. Okay. So he goes, well, they're going to know we got rid of it. I said, yeah, but you might want to rethink the shirt, though, man. And he's wearing a shirt that says, fuck milk, got pot.
And it has the pot.
Jesus.
Oh, Lenny's watching the
Yeah.
show. Lenny
Oh.
Kottke from the Good Rats.
Do you remember, Lenny? You remember the Good Rats?
I know them. No. I know of them and I know who they are and all, but no, I never got that was Long Island.
Yeah.
And the only time that I ever went to Long Island, I know this is going to sound real stupid, but because I'm a sucky driver, I would get driven there. And so I never knew where, and I wasn't good with directions.
Well, I think
So
they
I
were
never
working
really-
from the city.
Well, they played
were
all over
city
the place.
boys.
Yeah, but they played all over the place.
I thought weren't they Long Island guys though?
They were.
Well, Lenny and Joe were from
from
Queens, I think.
Lenny, chime
Lenny,
in.
where are you from? So Lenny said, though, Todd could have gotten mad.
Well, yeah, he could have
Yes,
gotten
he could
mad.
have gotten mad. But you know what?
Nah,
that was
cool.
not his
Let me-
style.
I'll tell you why Todd didn't get mad, and it was every bus ride between the beginning of the tour and the end of the tour.
Yeah.
You
Steve
can
had
work
the
rest
pot
of that
connections.
out. I had the, he'd say to me, production meeting, and I'd go, oh, okay, because I was having things, this is not my first rodeo, and I was having things brought to places where when I got there, they were there.
Right.
And Todd kind of got used to that. And it was come in an air-sealed bag looking like green jerky.
I mailed it to him.
He started calling it stupid jerky.
Yeah, I would mail it to him.
Yeah.
And I was down in
Yeah, admit that on the air.
in New Orleans. Well, you know what? The statutes of limitation have gone by.
Well, so
I would drive across to Mississippi, the state line, so I wasn't mailing it. From
That's right. You were
Louisiana.
mailing it from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, because it was the slew.
Yes, it was the
Oh.
slew.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen.
Oh,
Another
and
life.
did you and Laura go check out Mario's Italian?
No, we're waiting. We've been busy doing nothing. It's just been really a lot of stuff going on, between gigs and family stuff, and just all the people that live in our community here. A lot of them are snowbirds, so everybody's saying goodbye and and that kind of thing. It's having a little sit in the cocktail out on the dock. Bye, how you doing? See you next year and all. So we haven't. So my sister is coming here in May, and we just ate the last Fogliatelles that she sent us.
Oh.
Oh.
So I'm gonna call you when she gets here. I'm gonna take her to Mario's. I'm gonna call you from Mario's, and I'll let you know what's shaking with the Sfogliatelle.
Okay.
I told her I'm gonna bring her over here for the Sfogliatelle.
Yeah, she's got. I mean, believe me,
Yeah.
you'll be glad you went there.
I'm going to be glad. So now, my question. all right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, wait, Lenny answered back. The good rats, he said, Queens. Though Joe Franco was originally from the city line of Brooklyn.
There you go.
Okay, I'm Midwood in Brooklyn, 7th Street and Avenue L.
Oh,
That's
there
where I
you
was
go.
born.
Neighborhood.
Yeah, we didn't go to Queens. Yeah, we don't go to Queens. Yeah, come on. You live in Brooklyn, you don't go to Queens. You go to Manhattan. You go to the city. But anyway.
It's all West Side Story. We know all
Yeah.
about
So what's
it.
the question?
Oh.
Give me a question. I'm ready for a question.
Okay. So this is a serious question. So
Okay.
we've all done our share of recording and stuff, right? We just had fun, some better than worse, some better than worse. Do you miss or do you still get 3 or 4 guys and play and record without sending tracks to people?
And not since COVID. I haven't played with a real human being. No.
Okay.
And in fact, the closest that I get to it, this is really weird. I have these tapes that John and I made in England of us just laying rhythm tracks.
Right.
Don't ask me why I split them hard right and left so the drums are on one side and the bass is on the other. That means I have isolated bass and I can go in there and play to his bass just like I did the day that we did it. But
Great.
no, improv, back and forth, nah, it's been a long time.
I don't think anybody, I'm just asking, I'm saying, because the Grammys, what I got from the Grammys, now I'm going to sound like an old guy, but granted, some talented people. I mean, really, honest to God, some talented people. But what bothers me in all of the recent Grammys, how many bands?
Well, the Foo Fighters would have been.
Foo Fighters would have been there, and they would have been the most decorated or nominated American rock band in history. So
Oh, no,
there's
they
some
are,
acknowledgement.
actually, because they won 3 Grammys that night.
And Travis Barker, I mean, I don't think Blink-182 is really...
No.
It's, it's just that passed me. That whole thing got past me.
But you see how you're having trouble? You see how you're having trouble coming up with Like even
Well-
5 bands like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
believe me,
Oh, yeah.
I certainly could. What about
there's
Fred
a-
Durst band? What was that?
Right, but
Oh.
but you see what I'm saying? When we were coming up in the Grammys, it was bands.
Now
Yep,
there's Greta Van whatever.
Greta
it is.
Van Fleet, but
Yeah,
but what amazed me was I saw when they were talking about Song of the Year, they were announcing Song of the Year. I mean, it's our business. I have to watch. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nothing wrong with fast forward when you get to whatever you don't want to watch, but I have to see what's going on. I have to know. I have to be current. I mean, you want.
Well, Bruno
okay.
Mars had a band.
Song of the Year, there was one that had 8 writers on it, and I'm thinking to myself, there's not that much stuff to write. I mean, 8 writers? It blows my
Who
mind.
won? Was that Olivia Rodrigo?
No, it was the other one. There were 8 writers on it. It was either Song of the Year or I don't know, but it's insane.
But Bruno Mars has put a band
Bruno's
together.
got a real band.
Yeah.
And there was one thing.
And they're called Silk Sonic.
Yes,
Yes.
Sonic.
Yeah.
But who was the kid? Billy Strings?
Oh, he was really good.
Man. Guy playing bluegrass, but like really playing it and
That
singing
bluegrass
it like,
band was good.
like
Yeah.
the Foggy Mountain Boys. I mean,
Yeah, that was good.
Soggy Bottom Boys. Sorry,
Yeah, but he's saying,
I'm thinking of Foggy Mountain Breakdown.
I guess the labels are it's much easier to produce a solo artist than it is to do a band.
Well, it's a lot more cost effective.
Yes.
Think about it.
Yes.
Got even bands don't do bands anymore.
Well, they're
Do you
a pain in the ass to
Pete?
deal with.
Do you think
Dan.
Pete and Roger have the rest of those guys on there staying wherever they? I mean, first of all, nobody stays at the same hotel. I have to imagine that Zach and I guess they stay wherever they want, but they don't. It's not that band experience that you would think it was, and they're the 2 guys that are left. So even the rest of the guys in the Who are, I don't want to call them side men because they're certainly more than that. But if pay grade has anything to do with it, I know they're not making Pete money, so I don't know. I mean,
of course.
not making his kind of money. Although I really don't know. I'm just talking out of my hat.
Right, of course. Yeah, I just think it's just so weird. That's the one thing I miss from. I made a list. I sent it to Angus. Because he wanted me to do a bio, and I said, "All right, I'm gonna do a bio. I don't know how to write bio." So I started writing down all the freaking bands I played in, and it's like 30 or 40 bands.
That's a lot of bands.
It's a lot of bands, and I missed a lot of these guys because it was a lot of fun at all different times of my life. There was these didn't end animously.
Yeah, sucks.
Yeah, well, it didn't. It ended well, but it ended well. I was a good substitute. They knew that they called me up and I could fit in. I knew a lot of songs. So go ahead and do that. But I look at some of these guys and some of these bands and some of these places, and I think about it. I remember playing with Lenny Lee and Pat Burney, and we had a band called Fast and Loose. We played in the Bronx, all Irish clubs. We're our only rock and roll band. They sent us to Boston because they wanted to send us to Ireland. The drummer got drunk, didn't show up for the gig 2 hours late. They said, "You have to go home now." That was the end of that.
And they were Irish?
No, it was a young kid drummer. The drummer that we had moved out of town, and he became Christian, so he couldn't play anymore.
Ah.
I mean, some of these things, it's like crazy stuff. I played at a place called Potato World in Key West.
Now, one of our regular viewers, Sue Lucente, says she agrees with what you guys are talking about the bands, and she says music lately is so folksy, no energy. I'm a rocker looking for that cool new rock band. And Brenda, who lives in the Poconos, says she agrees.
Well, did you see the interview with David Grohl? And he said what he remembers fondly was starting playing and sucking and playing in a garage and playing until you didn't suck anymore, and then playing some more in the garage till you got good enough to get into a bar and play, and then you sucked until you got better, and you kept going until you actually got better. And his talk was about the fact that these shows now, these young kids that are phenomenal, all of a sudden they appear, get this audition, get on this thing. Now it's an instant career. They didn't go through necessarily the same term, you know.
Well, they had to develop the skill. They didn't just all of a sudden open their mouth and have Christina Aguilera turns in their voice. They had to do the time
Yeah, but he's
somewhere,
talking about bands.
you know. But bands, you know, the thing. I'll tell you what it was. How it went for me. I don't ever remember. Once I was in a band at whatever it was, 11 or 12. That was it. I don't ever remember not being in a band.
Right.
That's
Absolutely.
That's what it was, and it was not. And for me, I didn't really change bands. I mean, we changed members within the band, but I was in the same band for 25 years, and you know.
My longest run was with Paul Cotton, and obviously with Laura. That's the longest run. And close to that is a band I still play with. I'm going back to Key West in a couple of 3 weeks to play with. It's called That Hippie Band, and it's a bunch
You
of
said something about that. Yeah, you mentioned
it's it's fun, guys, and it's just fun. But I never, you know, I looked at it and saying, I just never did. It was a whole bunch of different people, and I think probably a lot of that had to do with the fact that I was married, and I had a son that had special needs, and you know, and had to you know, really pay attention. Had to pay attention.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, that certainly changes the game. I mean, you know, we've been together 40 years. We've been married 37, I think, and you know, we made a conscious choice when we got a dog. That was you know, that was us accepting a lot of responsibility.
Sure it is.
You
Sure.
know, and if the dog couldn't, and you know, the deal was if the dog couldn't go, he never got boarded, and we're talking about 4 dogs over time. That's why we live in Florida, because our dog needed to swim every day, so he needed hydrotherapy, and he was going to outlive his legs if he didn't get it. So we came down here and we rented a house with a pool. We went to Sanibel and rented a house for a month on Sanibel because I thought that's where I wanted to live, on Sanibel Island.
Money.
No.
No.
Alligators, traffic, strangers. Get
Oh,
the
geez.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Well, he knows he's on Fort Myers Beach.
So we found a place in Whiskey Creek area, had a pool. We rented that. He swam, died naturally in his bed the day after Christmas. I mean, you couldn't have
5
asked better.
months he lived down there.
And he was the king of the hill. He went out on top. So then we have another, whatever it was, 7 months left on the lease. So we got used to it, looked around. The market was about to burst, but it was at its peak. Everything was ready to explode. So we rented a place in a country club for a year or so, and then we found where we are now, and here we are.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I love it here. I'm
Me
really, I have no intention, God willing, you know, nothing traumatic happens. You know, I have no intention.
Okay, so what brought you guys to the Keys, and then what made you guys move to Fort Myers Beach?
Okay, quick story, all right? Because this is all this old stuff. So Laura and I were going through a divorce separately, and we were playing together. We did not cause each other's divorces. I want to put that out there. We were both in unhappy things. We found commonality, and I was working at Alto Music for a period of time, and I was putting a sound system in a cruise ship. One of the jobs was anyway. So I was down and the ship store had lost the gear that I sent down, and I was under contract for 2 days. The ship was in wet dock. I was only contract 2 days. I had 2 days of my time, and I said, unless you find the gear, I'll leave you wiring diagrams, everything else, but I'm not hanging out here anymore unless you want to pay me again. No, we have a contract. I said, you're right, we have a contract. So I called Laura up. I said, Laura, you know, I got the weekend off now. She goes, well, why don't you fly to Key West? I said, okay. So I get on a plane. It was called Cape Air. It was a little
I know Cape
Cessna,
Air.
little
Yep.
Cessna, and it had Captain Tony's picture painted on the side of the plane. I fly to Key West, and I stayed at a condo that Laura had looked at on the phone. Um, and I walked to town, and we were on Smathers Beach. You don't know where it is, but anyway, it's a little bit of a walk to town, which I didn't realize. So I'm just hopping up. I go to town. So I go there. I call her back. Said, I love it. It's great. So she says, okay, we're gonna move there. So we bought a condo over the phone, rented a truck, moved down there on Fantasy Fest weekend. I think it was '97. We pull into the place with a U-Haul, and the people are going, "You can't park here." I said, "I can't park here. I own that." I said, "Oh, okay." So that's how we wound up moving there, and
Wow.
that was it. And we got gigs in a very, very short period of time, and just wound up playing 5, 6 nights a week, doubles, and for 20 something years.
That's a success story to me, man. That's
No,
like,
no, we're good. We're
yeah,
good.
that's a winner all day long.
Yeah, I'm fine. Absolutely fine. She's my best friend. I really, really like. We've done a lot of nice music together. We're still playing. She's actually, you know where she is right now? She's in Harbor View, in Cape Coral.
Oh yeah, across the river.
Yeah, the what do you call it? She's in her she's in a gallery over there. That's where some of her stuff is.
Oh,
So you
cool.
know, so it'll work out nice. We have a lot of great friends still there. We're still in touch with them. They come up and visit. We actually have people that have come up here from Key West to come and see us play. It's weird. They want
That's
to get out of
cool,
there.
man.
So
That,
we got tired. We got tired of not tired of being down there. It got so expensive. We were starting to lose work because we're getting older, and we've been RVing up in Fort Myers Beach for 8 years. It finally wound up being cheaper for us. We bought a little place in Indian Creek, a little trailer in Indian Creek. It was cheaper to buy that than it was to pay for RVs.
wow.
And then we found this place, and then where we are now. We sold that, and now we moved permanently.
Well, see, yeah, and that's same here. I mean, this is we're in a built out. You can't build anything around us, so we're in a zoned out neighborhood. But the with all this housing shortage and all the craziness, and your houses are her house is worth God knows how many more times
Right.
that we paid for it. But what would you do? I mean, would you go
Nothing.
buy another very expensive?
No.
No, I would either do some kind of mobile thing,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
I love it here. I'm very happy here. I've got everything I need. I have this place wired, so it's like, man, I'm good.
I tell people, since we moved to Key West and now here, generally the weather is so nice that when you wake up, you're presented with this nice day, and it's up to you to screw the day up because it's
Oh
not
yeah.
starting off with a snowstorm or with hail. You know what I mean? Like you're not fighting the car to start it and scrape the window and blah, 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 blah.
That's well. Listen, there's a million reasons to live here, but there's a million reasons not to live here. I mean, if you don't like the things,
If you
yeah,
don't like flowers,
yeah, if you
year
don't like flowers
round.
all year round, 70, 80-degree days, being by the crystal clear Gulf, then maybe it's not for you.
That's right. Some people don't like that.
Shh. There's too many people coming. Shh.
Yeah, you know what? There's just as many leaving.
Really?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
it
don't we go
seems to be a
North Carolina?
cycle. Yeah, we have a bunch of friends that live in North Carolina in the hot times.
Right.
Have summer homes,
Right.
and that's
They cash it out. Probably prices.
No, no, no. Well, I don't know if they're cashing out. I think they do well enough to go back and forth, but
Oh, okay. Yeah,
they don't want to be. Nobody's going all the way up to New York anymore. See, I used to think it was summer house in Montauk, winter house in Florida. Nah,
Nah.
nah, nah.
yeah. When the temperature is lower than my age, I have to move more south. So right now the equator is getting pretty.
Uh-oh.
No. I'm just making a joke, but you know what I'm saying. The older I get, the less tolerant I am of the cold. You know.
Well, it isn't. It isn't even the cold. It's. When last time I experienced a cold was December of 2017. It's the last time I was in New York, and
Ow.
it's what it is. I knew I was only going to be there for a few days. It's a lot different to go someplace on vacation and say, "Oh well, it's brisk."
Yeah, I hate it.
It's another thing to live there and go, "Oh, this sucks."
I would hibernate in the winter.
Yeah, she would.
Because I'm from New Orleans.
She's
so
from New Orleans, where it's warmer than this. Yeah.
I would slip every winter on the ice. It was like I would
Not
get
funny.
depressed because everything was gray and
But we lived in a nice place. We lived
I
on the
don't care.
side
I
of a
told-
mountain over
Yep.
a lake, and when the leaves would be bare, you could see all the way to the mountains, and it was
Yeah,
amazing.
you could see the grayness all the way across the lake.
Was this up in New York?
Yeah, Putnam Valley.
Yeah,
Putnam
Yeah.
Valley is very pretty.
Beautiful.
But-
Very
Yeah.
pretty.
it's still depressing.
But we outgrew the house, and it was a little depressing, and it wasn't. We wanted to have more land,
Yeah.
and this
I-
was
and I
like
basically
it was a
said-
lot of land, but it was all vertical. So
Yeah.
it was like,
And
okay.
he came down here kicking and screaming.
Yeah, I did not want to do Florida. I was not ready for this. I thought all my New Yorkness would get sucked out of me. They'd give me a cigar and a Cadillac, and I'd have to gain 40
He
pounds.
wouldn't get rid of his New York license plate
Yeah,
on
when they
the
told me I
car.
had to trade in my plates, I was like, what? Now I'm,
Ah.
now I'm chilling it.
We
man.
have run over the show too. We are
Oh.
now 7 after.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Well, no,
Wow,
that's my
hey, well,
fault.
you
I'm
know
having
what?
too much fun with you.
When you're having a good time.
So your wife is signed on.
Yeah.
Am I right? You guys are married? Or
No, we did. We're gracefully unmarried.
doesn't same
How
difference
long
here.
you guys been together?
20. She's been a very dear friend of mine for 35 more years. We've been together since the mid 90s.
See, that's kind of how it went with us. We knew each other just because we had boyfriends and girlfriends for 5 years. And then all of a sudden,
We had no boyfriends or girlfriends.
there was no boyfriends and girlfriends and a brand new apartment, and hey, come on down.
Come on
And
up.
come on up. And she came up and stayed overnight and never left.
Nice.
And it's been
40 years.
40.
Been together 40 years, happily 12.
Yeah, well, no.
I'm being
but
mean. No, I'm being mean.
It's been, no, man. I mean, I tell you what,
We're best friends.
I have seen many people screw their marriages up for all the wrong reasons. And it's usually, if I had one piece of advice to give to anybody who's struggling, the secret to our marriage is whenever we have a problem, instead of putting the problem in the middle and her getting on one side of the table and me getting on the other side, put the problem on one side of the table and we get on the other side. We figure out how to get this problem out of our way.
Good advice. Good for you.
It's
Good
subtle,
advice.
but it works.
Good advice.
And I have the
Very
scars
good
to
advice.
prove it. It's all good. Listen, I'll let you get going.
All right.
It's obvious. I smell something signaling that
the dinner.
the dinner is served. So before they ring the bell. Anyway, man, Russ.
Great talking.
I'm going to call you just because I
Okay.
want to hear the other stuff. Did you read what it says in the waiting room?
No, I can't see any of that. I'm not good with this. All I see is you and me, a little me, so I know not to stare at the whatever.
Oh, well, anyway, there's a thing in the waiting room that says no politics, no gloom, no religion, no this, and certainly no bad stories about bandmates. If you have any of those, please wait till after the show and call me back.
Angus filled me in. He said,
Okay.
just keep
No,
straight. Keep straight. I think it's great.
It's just supposed to be fun, man. It's really supposed to be us celebrating the best. Nobody has perfect times. We're celebrating the best of the times we had. That's that's all this is about. Well, listen, tell Laura I look forward to her show.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
And love you, man.
All right,
I'll
brother.
call you and we'll figure something out.
All right,
Some
got it.
way.
All right, do your
What?
commercial. We're waiting for the commercial.
Oh, you're waiting for
the
the commercial. Oh,
commercial.
okay, here it comes.
Oh.
Here
okay.
it comes. Most of you know I live in Southwest Florida now, and one of my favorite places to grab a bite to eat is Jason's Deli. Scott and Diana Willis have been in business here for over 20 years. The truth is, Jason's Deli has bigger choices of better food. You can eat healthy and enjoy the taste of quality ingredients. They're open 7 days a week for dine-in, pick-up, or deli delivery. With 4 convenient locations from Naples to Cape Coral, Florida, they are a must-try. Jason's Deli, where all good things come from wholesome ingredients. And Bradley's Jewelers in South Fort Myers. Diamonds, bridal, you name it. Estate, custom design, and expert repair. Bradley's Jewelers, South Fort Myers. They specialize in amazing moments.
Yes, they do.
Zoe.
My big baby.
Oh, he's getting his.
Zoe. I had to take her for a poop walk before.
Ah.
Oh, hi.
Oh, how cute. Oh, Zoe
Oh.
is. Hi, Zoe. You're so cute.
Zoe.
How old is Zoe?
We believe she's 13. We rescued her. Somebody left her in an apartment and moved out.
Oh.
And we had a friend in the ASPCA.
He can't stop staring at her on the screen.
He's
Look.
in love.
Look here.
Okay,
Look, where's
I'm
Susie?
glad that you
There's
rescued her. Rescued her.
With a mush.
You want to sing, Susie?
Okay,
Yeah.
our viewers are starting.
Oh, come on now. Love it. Love it.
Anyway, man,
All right, this will go on all night.
Yeah.
Dinner.
And it could. You are now free to go, my friend.
All right, brother. Love you.
Zoe.
Later.
Love you too. I'll
Talk
talk to you.
soon.
Bye, Russ.
Take care.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know
Oh,
how to
she
do
was
this.
too
Yeah,
cute. How
oh,
could
she's
somebody have
cute,
just
yeah.
left her in an apartment?
How could somebody?
Like, at least, take her to the shelter.
I don't
so
know. How
she's
about
got a
how could somebody
chance.
not do that whole part with her mic not on? Mic get her on her.
Might get her on her?
She knocked the lights off. Anyway, what's going on tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Anything Goes Wednesday.
So what does that mean?
With you and me.
With
So
you and
that
me?
means if you have any requests,
You got like a minute.
to tell us. Nobody's given any requests. All right, so we'll pick out some stuff.
What's part 2 of Ben Franklin? What is that?
I don't know, but she's watching it. She's
Oh,
running
well.
off to go watch it.
All
I
right.
told you they start, at 8
Yeah,
o'clock,
I
they
know. It's
start.
it's happy hour
Yep.
or unhappy hour.
Well, no,
whatever
they
the
go
hell.
watch your thing because then they're going to bed. All right, so tomorrow night we will
We'll pick some stuff
we'll
out
pick some
for
good
you.
stuff for you, children of the lawn.
Rarities. It's a week.
It's
a
on
week
PBS,
of
she said.
rarities.
All right.
PBS.
All right, well, good night.
Enjoy it.
everybody.
If we don't see you in the future, I'll see you in the pasture.
Good night.